Well, the Hells Angels, was it your chapter that had an armory?
We the Los Angeles chapter, and when I came around the club in the mid '70s, there was it was kind of on the cusp of the war with the Mongols, and law enforcement has always said that the war started over the California rocker. That the Mongols donned the California bottom rocker, and we took exception to it, and that was just part of it. What had really happened was there was a ex-Richmond member who, his name was Chester Green. He testified against some Hells Angels in a murder up in the Bay Area, and instead of going into the witness protection program, he decided to hide in plain sight, and he joined the Mongols here in Southern California. So that created friction. What we had in Los Angeles was a garage in downtown LA. I don't remember the location exactly, but it was 2,000 pounds of dynamite in it.
2,000 pounds of
2,000
dynamite.
pounds, yes.
You could take down a high-rise building.
You could probably if that was your intent, but they took out a shop. Guys built a bomb, put it in a tire, took it into the bike shop that was owned by the Mongols.
Right.
And,
I think like Timothy McVeigh, when he blew up the federal building, it was less than 2,000 pounds of explosives.
Yeah, well, they didn't use the complete 2,000 pounds in the bomb that they took into the frame-up, but they used several sticks of dynamite, built a pressure release valve out of the valve stem of the tire, and as you release the valve stem, the contacts hit and, exploded the bomb.
Right, because you also had...
2 people killed in that explosion.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So were Hells Angels convicted for that?
Yes.
Okay, this was in your chapter?
Yes.
Okay, how did you not get tied into that?
Well, the informant never identified me in being involved in anything. I mentioned Operation Rough Rider earlier. Brad Eaton was a Hells Angel that was knee-deep in that war with the Mongols, bombing things, shooting at people, along with other Hells Angels. And when the war kind of subsided after the initial conflict started, there was 6 people murdered in 6 months. Brett went back east to New York. He got caught in New York in Operation Rough Rider in the mid-'80s, 84, 85, and they said, "You're going down for a long time." And I think he said something to the effect of, "How would you guys like to solve some murders in Southern California?" And, he entered the witness protection program, identified Guy Castiglione as shooting Redbeard and Jingles on the Highway 15, killing them. And he identified Tom Heath, who was a member in Los Angeles. He wasn't a member when he took the bomb in. He was a prospective member. But identified him as the guy that carried the bomb into the frame-up. And, it exploded and killed 2 people.
Well, you guys had an anti-tank gun?
We had a British anti-tank rifle. Why we needed it, I don't know. It was there when I came aboard.
How big were the bullets to this thing?
Well, I never, to be perfectly honest with you, I never fired it. I know they took it out to the desert and shot it off.
Right. I'm just saying the caliber got to be like what, like
had
6
to be
inches
over
long
50
or
caliber,
something?
so I don't know what it was. But it was a British anti-tank gun. It stood up on a tripod. It was as big as a car. It was sat in the middle of the armory.
Wow.
And with machine guns, a lathe. There was a lathe in there for building silencers.
I mean, you hear, for example, like the David Koresh situation.
Correct.
Where here's a guy in Texas who's building up this armory, which sounds like it's less than what you guys had. It sounds like he had some of the stuff that you guys had. He didn't have 2,000 pounds of dynamite. He didn't have an anti-tank gun. But, the feds showed up and tried to take his...
And a gunfight ensued.
And a gunfight where people died and everything else like that.
Agents were shot.
Agents were shot. Yeah, it was a whole... Kids
burned
died.
women and children up. I think that was the motivation for Timothy
I interviewed
McVeigh.
one of the agents that was on that case.
You interviewed one of the agents. And what did he think? And what did he say about it?
He said it was horrible. So it was a horrible situation.
We were it. The hostage rescue team for the FBI was the last backstop. It was there was nobody behind us. I mean, there was nothing else. So that's why we got that gig again. So I flew from Tucson at Waco The team came in from Quantico. We all got together. We went out. We secured the compound. And 51 days later, it all went to hell.
So nobody ever told on you guys and said, hey, listen,
Well, yeah.
here's my get out of jail free card. There's a damn
the
arsenal in here.
Ray Glore, who had a short tenure as the Los Angeles president. Old Man John stepped down. Ray Glore took over. Ray Glore became a target, and Ray Glore got busted on a drug case, and Ray Glore suspected of giving up the arsenal. He instructed 3 people to go over and empty the garage.
Mm-hmm.
They went over there, and as soon as they put the lock in the door, the cops swarmed on him. And the lawyers, we had a young lawyer at the time, Bruce Robertson, he's no longer alive. He had an interesting perception of what transpired. And he argued that they went into an empty garage because they had taken all the guns and dynamite out of the garage for public safety reasons. So the argument was these guys were walking into an empty garage. What's their state of mind? They may have had constructive possession. Constructive possession of an empty garage is not a crime. And one of the guys, they dropped all the charges on most of the guys. One guy pled guilty to owning a machine gun. They couldn't put the bombing onto Tom Heath till 1994. They finally caught up to him on that bombing of the frame-up.
Well, but didn't the president at the time get killed after
He
that?
did get killed. It's still unsolved.
Okay. You think that's because he cooperated?
Well, that's allegedly he cooperated, and we don't know who killed him. Of course, according to law enforcement, it was a in-house murder. Remains unsolved.